mayor's office has finished hosting its listening sessions. I think the city council may still have one to go. So at what point do you see us finally kind of moving to that next step?
Well, we use some of the dollars already in the top categories that was talked about with the public. We've been investigating what are the priorities of the public for more than a year now, but we know public safety and blight is one of the two top categories, and that's not going to change with this one more session from City Council. So we've already started that with the heroes pay, and then also we moved some in categories to propose something in blight elimination and increasing staffing and equipment in that area. And so the heroes pay was dispensed last week, and so we got a lot of happy employees here that really put themselves on the line during that pandemic year. And so we're moving in that category now, but more importantly is about accountability for every dollar that we have. There's been a lot of concern about the accountability for money that we've had in the past, and now we're moving into a category where we are making sure the public has full input and full accountability for every dollar that's going to be expended.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying here. So I know that the hero pay was approved. Are you saying that something has been put forth on a blight issue that is up for a vote soon, or am I misunderstanding?
No, we're preparing the resolutions, and resolution has addressed council in the dialogue around the blight elimination type of category and planning. Full scope of plans will be coming forth very soon. In the next couple of weeks, we will be looking at all categories, how we're moving dollars. But we do understand and do know that public safety is one of the categories that was always very high on the priority list for residents, and also blight removal and blight control. So investing dollars in those categories, we know that we're already engaging in. Heroes Pay is the first allocation of the American Rescue Plan dollars.
Is there some common ground that's been found, so to speak, between the sessions that your office held and what the city council has been doing? Because the appearance, at least to me, to this reporter, is that this is like a competition, for lack of a better word. It's like city council wants to do one thing and the mayor's office wants to do another, when it really should be something that we're working together on.
Well, not at all. We're working together in conjunction. Several of our sessions was collaboration with several council people. So they're a part of it. Our very last session, a council person was engaged and as a part of it, and we had two other council people that engaged our sessions as a collaborative efforts. And we're going to come together in a closing, data collection of what they collected and what we've collected. But the common ground has always been public safety, blight elimination, and other things. And we're going to work toward that common goal before we dispense all of these dollars by the year of 2024.
Now, obviously, you don't speak for the city council, but does it concern you at all that council appears to not be able to even get through a meeting on the issue of ARPA without, degenerating into massive arguments and people walking out or getting thrown out?
Mr. Murphy, that's your first warning. You're out of order. If you persist in disrupting this president when he's speaking and be out of order, then I will ask you to be removed.
You is a liability to the city of Flint. As long as you is the president of this council, this city will never move forward.
Well, it's a level of concern because we have to move with a certain level of urgency for certain categories. And getting things through the co-equal branch of government has been a concern. But we've been at 100% of the meetings as administration. We're going to continue to be there to have a level of input and to try to help them along the way. And we're going to be here in a supportive nature.
Back in February, we talked about St. John's neighborhood and what you were going to propose in terms of revitalizing that area. How is that moving forward?
What's moving forward, we've allocated the first amount of dollars to that effort, coming not from our treasury, from the city of Flint, but dollars that we've collected through the sale of property, and we reinvest that right back into our neighborhoods. Our first draft proposal is completed and done. We're looking at maybe possibly putting more money in to the pot for the redevelopment of this desolate area since the 70s. And so we're looking for philanthropic help and support, but the first draft of that plan is done and it's available for public consumption and review and input.
It's a big plan.
It is. When we talk about 5 decades, of looking at from the early 1970s to the early 2020s, through intimate domain, black communities throughout our country was decimated, And now we're rebuilding that. And I'm so happy to be the administration that put forth the effort, the dollars, and the public will to be able to do so.
And another thing we discussed in February was the monument planned for City Hall grounds to former Mayor McCree. It looks like you now have an install date.
The family of the Floyd McCree family will be here, and all those people that remember the greatness that had came from that administration, the first African American mayor to serve in a major metropolitan city. 1966 was right here in the city of Flint. We know that we have other statues throughout our downtown area, but none of those images reflect African Americans. We have had a great, role in the building of this city and also this country, and to not have that have happened to this point in 2022 is somewhat disappointing.
And then, of course, I guess the elephant in the room. We've seen the former mayor come forward and say she's going to run for election again to this office. We're reading articles. I have not spoken with him personally, but we're reading articles that the city council president also plans to run. When might we get a formal announcement of your re-election plans?
Right. Our first priority is serving the residents of this community. I'm elected for this term, and I'm going to fulfill that responsibility. The filing deadline is not until mid-April. After the filing deadline and the certification of elections, who is actually a candidate or who is not a candidate, we'll know then. I plan on to be in that bunch of applying for the certification to be in the next run. We have not done so as of yet, but we plan to be there, and so we'll make an official announcement up on the certification for a full look at who was all there and who was not.
So is it safe to say that unofficially you're planning to run for re-election?
Right. At this point right now, we have not certified. We have not turned in any signatures to be certified, but we're looking at it, and we're looking at moving in that direction